Hi, Lorraine here again from Think Programme, and today I just wanted to share a little bit with you about how I see the problem of obesity and the struggle that we have with weight loss, and a potential solution, how we may start to address that. So the way that I see it, I see that the actual problem that we have is twofold. I've discovered this through working with clients over the years. There seems to be two distinct paths to this problem of yo-yo dieting. So in my opinion, the first thing is that the current information that we have is outdated. In my opinion, it's outdated. The low-fat diet, low-calorie diet, balancing energy in versus energy out simply does not work for a lot of people in the long term. It just doesn't. And what that has left us with is an industry of fad diets and miracle cures that are targeted at the most desperate people. So I don't think that this is helpful. I think there is another hypothesis, it's been around for a very long time, that says that our endocrine system is responsible for whether or not we gain weight. Now, our endocrine system is our hormone system. So what that hypothesis says is that we need to have the right balance of hormones at the right levels in order to maintain our weight. And that's a subject for a whole nother video, but I just want to make you aware that there are these two hypotheses, and that the endocrine system hypothesis has been around for a very long time as well. It has been discussed before World War II. Again, there's a lot of debate as to why we ended up with one answer rather than the other, and again, I'm not going to go into that in this video or we'll be here all day. So, in my opinion, the current dietary advice is not helpful for everyone. So how do we help those people that it's not working for? The second part of that problem is that there have been studies that have linked obesity and depression, and I'm sure that that's not a surprise to a lot of people. It's certainly not a surprise to me. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But in the absence of any other information, that's all we've been left with. It's, you know, you go on a diet if you want to lose weight, then you lose a bit of weight and then you stop losing weight and you end up having gained weight, and you go round in this cycle, and it feeds a cycle of depression as well. However, studies have shown that weight loss counselling on obese patients has lessened their depression symptoms. So there is definitely a link there, and as I say, that's no surprise to me. I think just given the fact that there has been no other option for a lot of people, it does feed this cycle of obesity. So the second part of the problem is probably something that you're very aware of, which is our external influencers. So there's so much pressure coming from people or from the media, from the people that influence us, our parents, our teachers, our peers, our friends, our colleagues, people who have an influence over us, have their opinion on what we should be doing and how we should be, what we should look like. And there's never been more pressure on us to be the perfect mother, to be the perfect wife, to have a successful career, to maintain this health and beauty regime. And it's the more media outlets that we have on and offline, and celebrity, we're fascination with celebrity, the greater this pressure seems to be. Now there's definitely some gems. You know, we have the Dove campaigns, which I think are fantastic for identifying real women. We need a lot more of that. But we're identifying the problem. Part of the problem is the external pressures that are on us to be perfect. And if we are to believe the hormone argument that I was just explaining, then the stress that all this pressure causes actually triggers those hormones that we want to suppress in order to achieve weight loss. So again, we're back in this vicious cycle. So that's the problem in a nutshell. The current information, I think, is outdated, and we have all this external pressure still through the media and our influencers as to what society dictates we should be. So what's the solution? Well, I think the problem's twofold. I think the solution is threefold. First of all, we need to get the right information. We need to get the right information from the dietary authorities and understand it so that we can make informed choice. Now, realistically, I don't think there's going to be a big shift in the advice in the short term. I think that, the diet industry is a massive business and that it's not going to suit them for the dietary advice to shift overnight. So my advice to you would be to seek out alternatives. If what you've tried hasn't worked before and you know that energy in versus energy out is not for you, then seek out an alternative. Okay? The second part of the solution, as I see it, is that we need to know what makes us happy. Not what our external influencers are telling us makes us happy, but actually know what makes us happy. And I have worked with clients, as I've mentioned, over the years, and you would be surprised at how many of us don't actually know what it is that makes us happy. We don't give ourselves the time to identify our core values, and so we blindly go through life thinking that our happiness is tied in with what our external influences are telling us. So I would urge you to take the time to investigate what makes you happy. Not what you think you should say, but what makes you genuinely happy. And once you've done that, identify the smallest change that you can make in that space that will have the biggest impact. So identify what's most important to you and then investigate ways, the smallest change that will have the biggest impact in that area. Okay? Now, in order to achieve that part of the problem, the third thing that we need to do is be a lot kinder to ourselves. We need to give ourselves a break. Okay? And we need to manage our expectations. I know that we all want to be superwomen, and some of you might even have the outfit in your wardrobe. But we need to manage our expectations and make them more realistic, make them sustainable. Let's set ourselves up to succeed rather than to fail, which is what we've done in the past, because we feel so much external pressure on what we should be doing. Okay, so the solution: get the right information, understand it, so that you can make an informed choice on what will work best for you. Identify what it is that's most important to you, that makes you happiest, and then make small changes that will have big impact in that area in your life. And then finally, be kinder to yourself. Reevaluate your expectations and your priorities of what you expect of yourself. Reduce it as much as you can so that you're setting yourself up for success and not failure. Okay? I've worked with a lot of clients over the years to make changes that they needed to in order to be happier. And fundamentally, before you can really go about achieving sustainable weight loss, you need to understand what it is that is going to make you happy. And I'm going to leave you with that message. Feel free to contact me through our blogs, through our Facebook page. I'd love to know your comments and your thoughts, and let's keep the discussion going. But until then, see you.